Okay, so what do we got here? We have a Buck Reactor. About a $15 to $30 knife. And I got it for $14.50 at Walmart on sale. It was okay. So here it is. It was, and I didn't look at this before. I just looked at the main price, the clearance price. But $29.97. That's the cost that they originally had it for. These stickers are aggravating the way they come apart. Hold on, let me just finish trying to get this thing clean. Oh. I guess this is kind of security so that you can't pull a clearance sticker off of something else and stick it on something else. And unfortunately, I'm quite sure many people have done that. And that's part of the reasons why they do this to begin with. Anyway, so this knife right here, Buck knives. The thing that caught my eye was first the little black with the red highlight, which of course you know I love red. The shape and style of the knife was pretty cool. I liked it. It is a liner lock knife. Don't see any jimping on the exterior of the knife. It seems to be aluminum scales, both size anodized. This is more of a greenish. I don't know exactly what color that would come out to, but it's a greenish looking color. So whatever you would call that. So I don't know. Looks like it is on white. It looks like I can see white washers in there, so I assume that's going to be probably either nylon or some kind of a slick or smooth washer of some sort. I don't know. Tell me if you know. I'd like to know, to be honest with you. Blade stop pin is not big, but it's fine. The clip, I'd say that's about a medium heavy. So let's get it open. Really? I mean, really? Come on. I tell you, it is late at night. Tomorrow's a work day. Okay, well, okay, so let's fix it so I can flip it. This is the little deal that was stuck to it. Apparently, this is the only way that they can actually scan them. I had gotten another one at the same time, and they had to actually create an entry in their database and put a price on it to get it. But this one was marked down by the price with a sticker on it. So that blade reminds me of something. I'm not sure exactly what it reminds me of, but there's another one that is like that. I think I did a deal on an M-Tech knife that had a blade looked a lot like that. There's sticker gooberish all over the blade. You can see a Buck logo there. 702, kind of looks like an N, a Z, or something, or a lightning bolt. But 702 on the blade there, and just goober on this side of the blade. I guess I should have probably just cleaned it up and then did the video. Now let's see if I can flick it. I know I did in the store, so, or let's just see. Well, it's a slick knife. There we go. Okay, finally, I did it again. And then, of course, the thumb flicks out there quite easy. There is zero wobble left and right and nothing up and down. It's got a really deep catch there for that blade stop. So it's a cutout around the pivot here to a large degree. I almost wonder if that is affecting the integrity of the blade, because you've got roughly about this much of the pivot area in the blade that's actually connected to the rest of the blade, so I don't know about the strength of it. But I do like the look of it. I like the look of that knife. I think it looks really, really cool. So the liners, let's see, they're solid. So I guess that adds to the weight that you feel in the handle of the knife. So the Buck React, I mean, I'd have to say that I'm liking it. I like the hand shape of the knife itself. The scales, the negative I've got with the scales is they're so smooth. You see me throw it out of my hand because the scales are so smooth. But for a first knife, or just to have a backup knife or whatever, I feel like this would be a really, really cool addition. Pretty thick blade. Comes down to a very juggy point. And I don't feel a burr. Maybe a slightest burr right in there. But that baby is, that blade, I ain't shaving no more hair off, but that is a hair shaving sharp blade. Definitely a hair shaving sharp blade. So even as slick as the knife is, I mean, I have a good hold of it like this right here. But I'm kind of holding the knife further back than I would like on any knife. I don't feel like I have a whole lot of control. I believe that, you know, I could still lose it, but I don't think I would, because you got a nice little divot right up in here. You can easily get to the blade release. The lock is not a problem. Now, it's not tapered. A lot of locks, they'll have them kind of smoothed out in here, so it's not so hard on the thumb for working it a lot. The blade is not droppable at all. But whatever those white discs are, I mean, that maybe it's Teflon washers or something. But that stuff right there is very slick. I'm telling you, it's definitely, and I had to work a little extra to throw it out there. And you saw how much I had to work to get it out. Let's try it again. Come on. Well, we're going to try it one more time. There we go. And I really didn't have to throw it that far to get it out there, to be honest with you. But this is not one that I would be able to finger flick, because it takes too much work to get it. Well, but the thumb, it's hard to get used to, because you do have to throw it out this way, but I don't know, it's weird. And I feel like I'm going to be throwing it out of my hand, which I've already done a few times because of the taper on the back handle. I like the look of it, but in reality, this right here is probably a knife that I would need to just open like that, because having already thrown it out my hand once, I mean, I've got to be careful just flicking it like that. So I like the look of the knife. I think it's pretty cool as far as that. You got so much going on in geometry, a flat grind, or flat across each side. Then you got the hollow grind in the blade, which is pretty deep. It's not super hollow, but I mean, it is a hollow grind. And then you got a tapered grind over here, kind of a diamond point grind rather. And I'm going to say that's almost a drop point, kind of a reverse Tanto style tip. Pretty pointed. I think you could get some penetration with that tip, but I don't. Again, you're going to probably leave it in whatever you poke it in, because you're going to just come right off that handle, I think. Unless you're holding it good and solid. Now, there is a sharpening choil, what I would call that choil there, but not a finger. You put your finger up here and you're going to be on that blade. So do I recommend it? Yeah, I'm going to have to give it a thumbs up. Would I carry it? I doubt it. I doubt I would carry this knife, because it's too hard for me with my hands to work. But I think someone with you know, shorter hands like mine, but skinnier, not so fat and pudgy. I think they could work this knife a whole lot better, and I think they could work it well with the finger flicking and everything. I've talked about the slickness of knives before, how the scales would be smooth, and they talked about skateboard tape, and I have some, and that's a great idea. It really is. Put you a little bit of skateboard tape across the top up here, just a little small strip right down the middle. Even put you a little bit down on the back right here, but it'd make it much harder for you to get that in your pocket in doing that. I think some jimping would be really nice on the back side of this and the back side of the blade, making an even better knife. I would have to say this is probably a filler knife for Buck, and what I mean by that is a knife that they needed to release something and they released it. I think they could have done more to it to make it an even better knife. I like the look and the design because it's kind of goes both ways. Back end matches the front end, and I like the way that looks. And even closed, you kind of look at it in I don't know if I can get it to sit there well enough. Let me just hold it. You can see that it's got a pretty neat look to it, even closed. So this knife right here is definitely one that I would recommend. But I would definitely recommend that you get it out and get it in your hands before you commit to buying one, because of the smoothness of the exterior. If I was going to carry this knife and I had it to carry, I would put something on it. I'd put some skateboard tape or something like that. There's also in the gun world, I think it's made by Hogue. Or it may be some other manufacturers that do it as well, but it is like a rubberized kind of tape. They also make it in like skateboard tape too, but they also make some that's kind of a rubberized type backing on a tape, and people will put that on their handguns to be able to grip them better whenever they're using the gun. And I think something like that would be very good on here. Personally, I think I would put the tape, because I wouldn't want to cover up the Buck logo right there. I'd probably come below here and put it down just a strip just above it, as wide as I could fit in here without going over the edges. And I'd probably go ahead and put some back here too, potentially even under the clip. This would be one of those knives, because it's so slick, that I would probably carry without the pocket clip so that I could get a better grip with my hand. As solid as this is locked up, I mean, I'd have to take this off because it looks like it's probably a captured pivot. I'd have to take this clip off to get back there and try to loosen it up a little bit to even make the blade freer. But I don't. I mean, there is a detent. I mean, it's got a pretty solid detent. I'll tell you what. How about we just do it? Yeah, I believe that pocket clip screw right there is Loctited in. It's kind of odd. I'll tell you what, these are some long screws. They were very concerned that this pocket clip would come loose. I think much more concerned than they should have been. Oh, really? My goodness, look at those screws. Come on. I have got to get some better torque spits. So the only thing I got against that screwdriver set is trying to get those bits out. Oh, goodness. Okay, so they was afraid that this knife was going to fall apart. And they really didn't have to worry about that. Because when you got 6 or 8 inch screws in the pocket clip alone, you know, you don't have to too much worry about the thing falling apart. So I'll screw that back on off camera. Anyway, so let's see if I can even flip it open without the clip. Oh, I can. Actually, I think it was a little easier. Well, I got on that a little easier. Yeah. Yeah. It's still hard to reverse flick, but I think it's easier to do a thumb flip on it without the, well, without the pocket clip on there. So anyway, yeah, and it's not that much harder by any means. It's still, it's a smooth open. There's no grittiness to that whatsoever. It is very smooth. It's just got a little bit more tension on it than I would like, and especially with that solid lockup you've got right there, I think you could loosen that pivot a little more, which I may experiment with that. But this is right hand tip down carry only. You cannot reverse it or do anything else. But with screws that long, and you really don't have any real estate down here to do anything, and this side's kind of taken up with the pivot, so I can understand those limitations. But anyway, all in all, I think it's a decent knife. Looks cool. I would personally prefer something else, but I would recommend it. But under the assumption that you be sure to hold it and try to work it in your hand before you would buy it. So I appreciate y'all. I enjoy spending time with you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.